Hi again, Irish fans. Welcome back to UND.com and NDBasketball.com and our continuing coverage of the Fighting Irish women's basketball team. I'm joined by Hall of Fame head coach Coach McGraw, and it's been a crazy few weeks for you with the Hall of Fame, but just kind of give us your overall thoughts on going through the inductions down in Knoxville and everything since then.
You know, it's been great going out on the road and seeing all the coaches who have taken the time to come by and congratulate us on what we've accomplished here. It's been fun. You know, it was a great year, the culmination of the whole thing into the Hall of Fame. Really just a fantastic spring. And now we're back, ready to go recruiting.
Ready to go recruiting and looking forward to the 2011-2012 season. And this is the third time that you've had a season coming off a Final Four. 97, of course, and 01 were your two Final Four seasons, 01 winning the national championship. What did you learn from those two seasons that you can sort of incorporate into this year's 11-12 team?
Well, probably the thing we learned is that a senior-laden team is usually a team that's going to get you to the Final Four. So we tried to do it without a senior-laden team because both of those teams, we started 3 or 4 seniors and lost quite a bit. This year we've got quite a bit back. So I think this is a unique situation for us, just losing one player and coming back with a pretty talented team. Big expectations, big target on our backs.
You're looking ahead to this season. You have a lot of veterans on your team, you mentioned, and 3 of them are All-Americans. They're also trying out for USA Basketball right now. They're among the 14 finalists: Skylar Diggins, Natalie Novosel, Devereaux Peters. Talk a little bit about what we can expect to see from them in the coming weeks with the USA Basketball trials coming up.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't think we were home for 2 days and they were back in the gym. They couldn't wait. They were so excited about this USA trial. And they worked so hard for that next couple of weeks before the trials began. So excited when they made the team, as everybody was for them. But you just don't know what's going to happen in that situation. You're competing against the best players in the country. And to have all 3 of them come back and make that first cut, that was just incredible. I don't think any team has ever done that with 3. I know we haven't. And just so excited for them to head back on July 31st. They'll be there about a week, and then they'll pick the team. They're only cutting 2 people, so the odds are with us.
And of course, the head coach of that team is one of your former assistants, in Bill Fennelly, who's the head coach at Iowa State. And so you're a little familiar. Have you had any conversations with Bill at all about the team? I
bought him lunch just to see if I could help, the girls make the team. But we're very good friends. He was here for 2 years with me and has had a great career as a head coach, both at Toledo and Iowa State. He's a terrific coach. He likes 3-point shooters. I think he's gonna really enjoy coaching these girls.
Now, the rest of your team that's coming back, of course, those are 3 of the 4 starters that are coming back, Brittany Mallory being the 4th one. And let's touch real briefly on that. It's now official. Brittany's coming back for a 5th year. What do you think she brings to the table coming back for 11-12?
Well, we all breathed a big sigh of relief when it all turned out that she was coming back. So great news for all of us. She's such a good leader. She is somebody the team respects. They look to her. She's the glue to our team. She keeps us together, kind of keeps us organized a little bit on the court sometimes. She's so smart, knows where everybody's supposed to be. And she shot really well last year. She was our best defender. She did so many things on the court, along with the intangible captain leadership type of things that she'll do. So I think she's going to play a big role for us again. She's away this summer with an internship, which I think is going to be great for her future. And interesting for our team now to try to kind of gel and form some new leadership without her here.
You have some of your younger players that are here on campus right now, including a couple of your sophomores that really had outstanding freshman seasons in Natalie Achanwa and Kayla McBride.
Well, Natalie Achanwa, what a sensational season she had, and she made the all-rookie team. I think she is just a tremendous player. She's going to do great things for us in the post. She's really working hard to become a very good post player. Carol Owen's doing a fantastic job with her, and we're really expecting that she's going to contribute in a big way again next year, as she did this year. Kayla McBride, incredibly talented. I think we are just really looking forward to having her back with us. She's doing a great job here this summer, working really hard. I know she can't wait for the season to begin, and we can't wait to get her back out there because she is a dominant type of player. I think people are going to key on Natalie and Skylar, and Kayla's going to have just a great season.
And they always talk about the growth between a freshman and sophomore year being some of the biggest growth. What else might we see from those two and from some other players that you have coming in back next season?
Well, I hope they do make a big jump. Neither one of them were here last summer. Both of them were playing, so they did get some good competition in. But for them to really work on their games, I think they have the chance to do that all summer long. And we do expect a big jump. I think you are a little more tolerant, a little more patient for the freshmen. Once they become sophomores, the patience ends, and we're ready to really expect big things from them. I think Ariel Breaker is going to have a big change this summer. Hopefully after the injury and the surgery, she's really gone through a lot. We need her to get back and get healthy.
You talked about freshman intolerance and patience. You have 3 freshmen coming in this year. Talk a little bit about each of the 3 freshmen and what you see them bringing to the table this year.
Well, Markeisha Wright's somebody we need to be able to step in pretty quickly with our lack of depth in the post. So we're hoping that she can come in and play a big role inside. I think she's going to be a physical player, not afraid to make some contact, a little bit like Becca. So we're very thankful that she's here. Madison Cable and Whitney Holloway are both pretty quiet. They don't talk a lot. I think they're going to do their talking when they get in the gym. I hope so, because they both have so much talent. I think that Whitney gives us a great defender, somebody that can pick up the ball full court. She's incredibly quick. She's small, but she is really, really fierce competitor. And then Madison Cable, somebody that can do a lot of things. She's a great athlete. She can really shoot the 3. She can score in a lot of different ways. So I think offensively, we're going to have some good production, but we do have a veteran team back. I think it's going to be interesting to see when they break into the lineup.
You mentioned Madison and her 3-point shooting, and that actually dovetails into my next question, which is you have a lot of rule changes with coming into the 11-12 season, not the least of which is the moving back of the 3-point line to the men's 3-point line at over 20 feet. How do you think that might affect your team coming up next season?
Well, I don't think it's going to affect us as much on offense, because I think all of our shooters, with the men's line being down on the floor, we generally stop there anyway. I think they did some surveys and took some data and found that most of the women are shooting from the men's line. So I don't think that's going to affect our percentage as much. I think we'll be the same. I'm a little concerned defensively if we go back to the zone. How quick are we going to get out there? We had a little trouble, as you all know, getting out there to the 3-point line. So now with it another 8 or 9 inches further, we'll see if we can guard it.
Some of the other things, and another thing defensively that might affect you is the charge arc. A lot of folks have seen that in the NBA, the semicircle under the basket. Talk a little bit about that and how that you think that might affect you defensively.
Well, I think coaches across the country were shocked when that came in. There was absolutely no surveys on it. Nobody expected it to be in. We're completely unfamiliar with it, not even having it in the men's game. I don't really know what to expect. I think it's going to be interesting to see. I think it's going to be maybe good for us offensively. Maybe Skylar won't be running people over when she gets to the basket. Defensively, maybe you have to step out a little bit further. I think it's going to be a huge change and something that I don't know how necessary that was in the women's game, but we'll see how it goes. That's going to be an interesting change when you have coaches and players that are just completely unfamiliar with it.
And really the third rule is sort of an experimental rule. They're going to try it out during the exhibition games and during the preseason NIT preseason tournaments. And that's the 10-second backcourt rule, which a lot of folks have sort of been clamoring for a little bit in the women's game. They use it in the men's game. They use it in the NBA, of course. And how do you think that might affect the women's game in general? I know there's certain teams it might affect more than others.
Well, I think Frederica Miller voted for that. She really wanted that 10-second line in there. We'd like to have it when we play Villanova. I think that would be tremendous for the speed of the game. I think it's going to be great for us. Defensively, we're going to get up in pressure. We're going to come up with a full court press. It's going to be difficult for teams that have to really think about the clock now. Again, not used to doing it in the past. We're only going to have it for a few games early on. It'll be a good test for us, and I like it.
So you're off this week recruiting, and you're back on the road. You got a couple more weeks to go. Then what happens for that month off before you really get going? What's on your agenda for that
well,
time?
We try to breathe. We try to rest and have a little family time because it's a crazy schedule in July. I mean, we are just constantly in the airport traveling to so many different games, seeing so many kids across the country, and really enjoying watching them play. I think it's a fun time when you're in the gym. Getting back and forth isn't quite as fun. So then we get into August. We start planning for official visits. We look again at recruiting and try to narrow things down, see who we're going to be bringing on campus. And then once the kids come back, really about April 20th or so, they'll all be back, and then we'll get started on the back in the weight room. We're not going to get in the gym too early. I don't want to wear them out. We're hoping to be playing in April, so we don't want to make it any longer of a season than we need to, but definitely get in there and get some shooting up, especially with the freshmen.
Well, you got a few days off before you're back on the road, so safe travels when you get back on the road. We'll look forward to seeing you when you get back here in August. We'll have a chance to catch up and see how the recruiting trail went, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good, Chris.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Coach. For head coach Muffet McGraw, I'm Chris Masters, UND.com.